It seems that sleepless nights are sweeping the nation, and it's not the cost of living or late night doom scrolling to blame, but apparently guilt. To tell us more about how we can keep our heads together in the right sort of spaces, I'm joined now by life change therapist, the Speakmans. Good afternoon.
Hello,
Hi.
hello. Really good to see you. Yeah, it's a really, I mean, it's an interesting topic, sleep, anyway, because you either sleep well or you don't. Seems to be it seems to be that diverse, really. And what was very interesting is that there's been a survey carried out recently, 2,000 adults, and it was the Premiering whose priority obviously is for people to get a good night's sleep. So they wanted to know, what is it that stops us from getting that good night's sleep? And almost 50% of the UK have admitted that they lose sleep primarily because they have guilty conscience. So they go to bed at night, they come to the end of the day, and they start to think about, oh my gosh, what have I done today, and start to feel guilty. And interestingly, some of the that shows in this survey is that it can vary from things such as avoiding a difficult conversation, so they feel guilty for not raising something, guilt from forgetting an important date, or even from telling a little white lie.
Now, I know, Nick, I know you don't tell little white lies, but is there anything that does cause you to lose sleep?
Oh well, do you know what? I mean, it's an actual fact that we all tell little white lies, believe it or not. And the reason why they affect us later on at night is because our brain at night tends to revisit problems and decisions that we've avoided during the day. And what it does, it sort of magnifies them because we can't take any action. And because we're tired as well, our fatigue lowers our mental defenses. So we actually make things feel a lot worse and we start to ruminate. And it can be a downward spiral if we're not careful.
Yeah, and I think that when it was saying about when people do tell white lies, interestingly in the survey, 1 in 5 people said that they actually believe that telling some lies are necessary, and it doesn't come from a bad
And, and
place.
actually, white lies are perfectly acceptable.
Is what the survey showed.
Mhm.
58% of people said that. But I think that the primary, or the reason that they feel it's acceptable, is because the white lie is usually as a result of perhaps trying to protect somebody or not offend somebody. And so it comes from a good place.
And sleep itself is one that, yeah, it can be sometimes it's difficult to get within your grasp. When we've talked about counting sheep, but as you know, life coaches to celebrities, how do you help them deal with this sort of thing?
Well, do you know what? It's funny because we've sort of moved on a bit from the counting sheep, and
Yeah,
a great way,
with modern eyes.
a modernized way, is to use the alphabet and to use the alphabet and then pick a subject. So let's say that subject is animals, for example. You go through the alphabet and name animals, right? And scientifically, if you get scientifically, you will not get to Z. Basically, but you can use animals, you can use countries, you can use football clubs, whatever. But when you start naming them, and when you get to the point where you get stuck on something and you're thinking about it, that's usually the point where you fall asleep.
Yeah.
We just talk about, I mean, something like a forgiveness ritual as well. Is that something else that can help you get into a sleep mode?
Yeah, it can do, because I think that the thing that's really important is that we realise that our bedroom should be sort of somewhere that symbolises that we can switch off. It's our sanctuary. So creating forgiveness rituals is a really great thing to do, and that can be through perhaps taking deep breaths, and that can be through using affirmations, that can be through even doing something symbolic like lighting a candle, something like calm, something calming, and actually giving yourself that, I forgive myself for having done that, it came from a good place. And
But also, I'm visualizing that that guilt can be like an overcoat, and you can physically take that overcoat off and hang it up and go, right, that's staying there till the morning, and then you can go to sleep, and then you can pick up the day after.
yeah, and without wanting to bombard you here, Jason, one of the things that I think is particularly effective is whatever it is that you feel guilty about, whatever it is, and it might not just be guilt, it might be other topics that, and other things that are stopping you from sleeping. But if you actually write those down, so like a journaling kind of thing, then it has two very strong benefits. One is that you're getting whatever it is that's in your head, you're getting it out onto paper. So it actually kind of tells your brain, right, it's there. I've compartmentalized it for the night. So there's that element. But then there's another element, which is reframing that guilt before bed. So that reframing can be things such as, I've learned from this, or next time I will do it this way, or right, okay, now I know what's troubling me. This is how I'm going to deal with it, and this is when I'm going to deal with it.
Hmm.
So these kind of actions and taking that action can really help to get it out of your head and help you to have a more peaceful night's sleep.
Absolutely. And I like the a nice refreshing scent and a lavender spray on pillows. I think that works well for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love things like that. And scent is a very powerful tool that we can use to help, as can lighting, as can listening to, for a lot of people, because that voice in the head is like so loud. Use something else. Use a
Mhm.
different, have a different sound. So that might be music. It might be some sort of a podcast that's very calming, meditation, something to help you just to calm down.
Or even things like, yeah, the sound of rain, or getting your smart speaker to play something like that to help you sleep through, or even just pop the radio on and have a friendly voice in your ear.
There you go.
Yeah.
That I think is a fantastic solution, Jason. And
Mhm.
we have got actually quite a lot of information, both with tips and about this survey. If anybody wanted to take a look at it, because it is really fascinating. Because you might be not been able to sleep and thinking why, but if you have a look, we've actually all the information's up on premierin.com slash guilty dash conscience. And like I say, when you know what it is, then you can start to be able to fix it.
Through that fixing, a better night's sleep, a better you, and your life it takes a positive spin in the morning rather than starting from a low point.
100%. And that's really important as well, isn't it? Starting your
Well,
day.
yeah, I'm saying starting in the morning. One thing that we do, Jason, is we start every morning with gratitude because our brain is trying to protect us, so it naturally shows us things that are going wrong as opposed to things that are going right. So actually putting your brain back into that area and thinking about all the things that you're grateful for, and then I also ask myself. So I spend a good 5 to 7 minutes every day thinking about everything that I'm grateful for. But then I always ask myself the question, or I make the statement that something amazing is going to happen today, and I can't wait to find out what it is. And
Well,
what that does, we've got a sensory gateway at the base of our brain called the reticular activating system, and it
mhm.
filters out information. And will you give it a command like, "I can't wait for this amazing thing that's going to happen"? It will look for it.
Yeah, start to look for things. And so things that you might have just taken for granted actually go, there's that wonderful thing. And
There
it
it
feels
is.
so much better.
Yep. And so that little thing might be a stay in a Premier Inn where you get to either for work or pleasure have a great night's sleep on one of their massive beds and wake up and even maybe nick to the Bruce Frere or whatever is next door for some breakfast.
They always do a cracking breakfast for sure.
Works every time. Well, you two guys have a brilliant time. When are we next catching you on doing something fun on the socials or on telly?
Oh, well, we're always doing stuff on socials. We're always putting things up there, sort of help tips and some fun things.
Well, Ava and Nick, the Sweetmans, thank you for joining us. Have a brilliant time and keep those positive thoughts and have a great night's sleep.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.